Hello everyone, and welcome to your next pocket-sized voice lesson. In today's video, I'll be going over the basics of breathing for singing. So whether you're a beginning singer, or maybe you've been singing for a long time and you just really need to brush up on your breath support, this video is for you. So keep on watching. It's no secret that breathing is incredibly important for singing, but I think it is the most important place to start when you're working on a solo singing journey. So I put together a really simple process of learning how to breathe and how to use that breath in our singing that we're going to work on here together. Consistency is key. You got to work on this every day to really build that strength. Because without good breath support, nothing's going to feel good in your singing, and you're certainly not going to sound your best. So let's get started. All right, to get started, I want you to stand on up with me so we can do some breathing exercises together. Are you standing? Good. So to start out, I want you to take your hands and just put them on your belly, right around your belly button, maybe a little bit lower, all right? First thing we're going to do is we're going to breathe in and see if we feel movement down low. Did it move? All right, so what we want to think about is breathing through an open space, and this is tip number 1. When we're breathing for singing, we want to always breathe through an open mouth because it helps prepare the space for the singing we're about to do. So hands back on the belly, and we're going to think about breathing into our hands through an open mouth. Here we go. Let's do one more. Good job. Now I want you to take your hands and move them. We're going to make them almost like crab pinchers, and we're going to find the sides of our ribs. Really feel around. It's going to be maybe a little higher than you think, and just put them on the sides of your ribs. All right. Now we're going to breathe again through that open mouth and see if we feel some expansion in our rib cage. Did you feel movement there? Let's try it again. Good. So we want to feel that expansion. Now here's pro tip 2. We don't want to fill up 100% of the way with air. This would be overpacking. And when we overpack with air, we feel desperate to get that air out of our lungs. So we want to fill up closer to 90% of the way. That way we can move our breath quickly with flexibility and control. So let's do it again and think about breathing through your open mouth and only filling up 90% of the way. Here we go. Good job. Now there's one more spot we want to check for expansion when we breathe low like this. So take your hands and put them on your back. All right? Just a little lower maybe than when we had them a second ago, but on our back. Now we want to take a deep breath and see if we feel some movement and expansion in our back. Now it's going to be more subtle than when we had our hands on our tummy and our rib cage, but if you really put your hands back there and breathe deeply, you're going to feel some movement and expansion. Good. So this is a great way to start your breath work and your practicing. Make sure you're breathing through the open space and you're expanding down low, but only filling up about 90% of the way so you have that control over the breath. Now that we've learned how to take a really nice singer's breath, I want to talk about what to do with that breath. So for this, we're going to do some hissing exercises. These might seem a little silly at first, but they're so helpful in learning how to move our breath while we're singing. We want our breath to be even and energetic as it flows out of our body. So let's get started. I want you to take your hands, either put them back on your tummy or put them on your rib cage. I'm going to leave them on my rib cage. I like how that feels today. All right. So what we're going to do is breathe in again through that open space like we talked about, and we're going to move our breath really evenly through an S sound, through a hiss. It's like this. And what we want to do is use up all of our breath. Just get to the very end of your breath when you do this. So let's do it together. Breathing in. Keep on going. Keep pushing through the breath. Get to the very end of your breath. Draw it all up. Good job. Now, it's not the best feeling in the world to use up all your breath to get to the end of that breath, but it's so important to feel that in these exercises because that's what's going to allow us to be able to sing longer and stronger lines of music. So let's do it again together. Hands on the ribs, breathe in through the open space. Keep it going. Yes. See if you can go a little longer this time. Keep moving the breath. Push to the end. Draw up all your breath. Good job. Now the next exercise we're going to do is going to be really similar, except this time we're going to change the intensity. We're going to start soft, and then we're going to increase the intensity or get louder, and then get soft again. It's like a crescendo diminuendo pattern. So hands back where you want them. Breathing in through the open space. Here we go. Use up the breath, get to the very end. All right, we're gonna do this again, except this time we're gonna switch it. We're gonna start with an intense hiss, get soft, and then get big again. Hands back, breathing through an open space, here we go. Use up your breath. Good job. Now, these long hisses help us experience that really energetic, even airflow as we let it out. But sometimes we need our air to do different things for us. We need it to be a little more agile and have a little more movement. So I want to do one more hissing exercise that has some staccatos in it. And here's how it goes. Breathing in. Now, the trick is to not take a breath in between the little patterns. We want to do this all in one breath and still use up all of our breath. So hands up, breathing through that open space. Here we go. Keep it going. Good. Keep that pattern. Use up all the breath. Draw it up, every last bit of it. Great job, you guys. So you've learned how to take that perfect singer's breath, and you've learned how to move the breath evenly and with power. Now we're going to learn how to use that breath and actually make some sounds, actually phonate with our voice. And we're going to do this with a lip trill. A lip trill is when we buzz our lips together and move our singing voice through them, like this. Try that with me. Great. And what we're going to do with this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 pattern repeated again and again, getting to the end of our breath like before. Here's how it goes. So on and so forth. And we're going to get to the end of the breath, drawing it up and really feeling that pull. Here we go. Breathing in through an open space. Keep it going. Even breath. Get to the end of that breath. Draw it all up. Good job. All right. Now you want to do 3 or 4 of these a day when you're starting out, but make sure you remember to take a few really relaxing breaths in between these patterns, because if you don't, you might get kind of dizzy. We don't want anyone passing out. Singing shouldn't be dangerous. I love using lip trills when I'm practicing my own singing, and I love using them in students' lessons because it's such an easy way to figure out how to move our air evenly and with the right amount of strength for singing. So don't skimp on the lip trill exercises. They are pure gold. All right, singers, you've done a great job with our lesson today, and I hope you found it helpful. There's so much to talk about when it comes to breathing in our singing, and that's why today's lesson is actually just part 1 in a series I'm doing on breathing for singing. In our next lesson, we're going to talk more about how we take these techniques we've learned and how we implement them in our performance, in the actual songs we're singing. So make sure, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, that you hit the red subscribe button so you don't miss our next lesson. Now, if you found today's video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you have singer friends, consider sharing the video so they can benefit from it too. I hope you're making time to sing and to practice because it's just so good for you. And until I see you next time, I hope you have a very musical day. Bye-bye.